September 2000. Three Netflix executives walk into Blockbuster's Dallas headquarters. Their company is losing money, and they offer to sell it for $50 million. Blockbuster says no. 10 years later, Blockbuster is bankrupt and Netflix is worth billions. It sounds like the worst business decision ever made. But that version hides what Netflix looked like then, and a detailed Blockbuster's former chief executive disputes. To understand the decision, return to the room where it happened. At the time, Netflix is not a streaming giant. It is a 3-year-old DVD by mail startup racing toward Dallas. The company is running out of money. Its proposal is simple. Netflix runs the online business. Blockbuster keeps the stores. Together, they try to own both futures. Blockbuster refuses. To understand that decision, remember how enormous Blockbuster felt in 2000. Its own annual report counted 7,677 stores worldwide. Revenue that year was $4.96 billion. The 9,000 store, $6 billion numbers belong to Blockbuster's later peak. The internet version of the story often compresses those years into one mythic snapshot. In 2000, the store still looked like durable infrastructure. A Friday night customer drove there, browsed shelves, and carried home a disc. The inconvenience was visible, but so was the cash. Netflix looked much less impressive. It had about 300,000 subscribers, not a mass market. Its 2000 revenue was only $35.9 million. Its net loss was $57.4 million. The business was growing, yet cash was disappearing faster. That is why the Dallas meeting mattered to Netflix before it became folklore. And here is the detail that changes the story. Even the meeting itself is contested. Randolph says Blockbuster gave them less than 12 hours to arrive. He says the team chartered a jet because no normal schedule could get them there. The extravagance was absurd for a cash-starved startup. But losing another $20,000 barely changed the danger they faced. At Blockbuster's Dallas headquarters, the scale difference was architectural. Netflix arrived as petitioners, not conquerors. The pitch was not really about streaming yet. Netflix would manage Blockbuster's online rental operation. Blockbuster would use its brand, stores, and customer reach. The first rapid truth, the idea was practical. The second, Netflix needed rescue. The third, $50 million was the asking price. Against Blockbuster's revenue, the price was roughly 1%. That does not mean buying Netflix would automatically have created today's Netflix. Blockbuster would still have needed to protect a business that threatened its stores. It would have needed to reward online growth even when that growth cannibalized retail. And it would have needed patience through years of expensive transition. The famous laugh makes the story cleaner than corporate reality. Randolph's published account says the reaction was barely contained amusement. Antioco later challenged the familiar version publicly. He argued that no serious $50 million acquisition negotiation happened as retold. Those accounts cannot both describe the room in exactly the same way. The responsible version is not to choose the more cinematic witness. It is to separate what is documented from what is remembered. The offer appears in the Netflix founder's first-hand account. Blockbuster did not buy Netflix. Netflix survived, raised capital, and kept refining subscriptions by mail. Then broadband improved, streaming arrived, and Netflix's advantage changed form. Blockbuster did respond, but response is not the same as commitment. A store empire had leases, inventory, franchise relationships, and habits to defend. Each asset that made Blockbuster powerful also made a full pivot harder. By the time the threat looked undeniable, Netflix had learned for years. On September 23, 2010, Blockbuster entered Chapter 11. The bankruptcy was not caused by one laugh or one meeting. It was the accumulated cost of protecting yesterday's economics. The remaining Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon survives as a cultural artifact. By July 2026, Netflix was worth about $301 billion. Blockbuster's stores had become history while Netflix had become infrastructure. The sharpest lesson is not that Blockbuster failed to predict one company. It is that a dominant business can see a new model clearly and still reject its incentives. $50 million did not buy Netflix. 10 years bought Netflix the future Blockbuster would not finance.